Hello friends, how you doing? Day 323 and coming in at 8 o'clock. Wow, a little later than I thought. But I just finished my last meeting for the day and time to make some dinner. And so if you had watched my live from 3 days ago, I made a big pot of broth, veggie broth from my veggie scraps. And so let me show you. So that's how it turned out. So good. Seriously, oh my gosh. I added a little bit of ginger and lemongrass and salt and pepper. So that is definitely very yummy. And so tonight we're going to make some veggie noodle soup. And so over here, first thing I do, okay, I like pho noodles. So this is the brand I got. They call it rice stick, but they're for pho basically. And I basically throw it in some boiling water for about a minute and a half. I want my noodles still a little bit hard. I don't want them soft because when I put the broth in, it's going to further cook the noodles, right? So just a tip there for you, my friends. Depends how soft you like your noodles. I don't like mine too soft. I like a little bit of texture, crunch. And so after cooking the noodles, I saved a little bit of the water with some of the starch, and then I added the broth. Okay, look at that. And what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna have pretty simple. I'm vegetarian, so for me, I find the most what do you call it, the tasty and nutritious really is the mushrooms. And so I got some my gosh, I can't think tonight. What type of mushrooms are those? Wow, brain fart. Anyways, and then white mushrooms. I use it as my protein, basically. I guess I could also do, what do you call it? Tofu. And then tomato, carrot for some color and good for your eyes. And then, of course, broccoli. So I like to put the, what do you call it? The things that take a little longer to soften. I like my carrots a little bit soft, not too hard. Mushrooms always add a nice flavor. And I always wait actually to put in the broccoli and the tomato because tomato I don't want it too, what do you call it? Too soft. So let's see here. So I'm gonna throw in a couple of these, what do you call them? Man, what are these mushrooms called? Anybody? Anybody know what these mushrooms are called? Oh, so just FYI, these mushrooms, shiitake, I'm pretty sure they'll call it. Yeah, shiitake. Oh my gosh, seriously, brain fart. Anyways, when I was actually cooking my broth, I put them in here to soften them up because I actually bought them dried, so they need to actually get some liquid in there. Oh my gosh, I can't even think. What the heck is up? Okay, so I'm gonna let that cook for a little bit. And so once it kind of softens up, did I have one more thing? Let's see here. Okay, so once it's softened, I'm gonna probably let that cook for about a minute. After that, I'm gonna add these. And then once they've cooked, it only takes like 5 minutes. And I get to put it all together and I have a veggie noodle soup. It's so simple. It's so quick and yummy. Oh my gosh, and cost saving because again, the broth was made from the extra veggie scraps, right? So I was going to compost them anyways, but before I do, I suck out the nutrients, put into my broth. Oh my gosh, seriously, this broth smells so good. Okay, so it's been about a minute, and so I'm gonna put the broccoli in right now. They cook pretty quick, and I don't like them too soft. So usually within 5 minutes, all the food is already finished cooking. And then the tomato is really just for some color. Because at the end of the day, like again, just remember when you eat, we eat with our eyes as well, right? We eat with our eyes first, and then and then we put it into our stomachs. All right, so yeah, so I don't have any more of the shiitake mushrooms, but essentially when I cook them in the broth, I usually put about 4 or 5 of the shiitake mushrooms, and then I cook them all at once. And after that, I put it in a container, put it into the fridge, so that I don't have to re-cook the mushrooms. Right? I do it one time, I put them all together, and then once I make my food, it's actually already cooked. It's really just about heating. And the beautiful thing about mushrooms is, what the mushrooms do is they add a lot of yummy flavor to the broth, and it helps mixes the flavors as well if you're using it in a stir fry. And so with the mushrooms, you can just stick them into the broth, and it actually infuses some extra flavor. With the shiitake mushrooms, though, depending again the texture that you like, I don't like mine too soft. But if you have too hey Jess, hey Shen, if you have the mushrooms too hard, then they're not cooked yet, right? So you got to cook it enough so that it cooks right through. I've done that in the past. And so not a good idea. You want to make sure that you cook right through. Okay, let's see here. Let's bring this down. You guys see? Oh, look at that, folks. OMG. Beautiful colors, right? Again, you want a nice mix. And the way that I know if it's ready or not, I poke my my carrot. If it falls off easily, then it's done. It is almost done. It wanted to fall off, but not done yet. So probably 1 more minute, then it'll be done. But again, the beautiful thing about this, it's simple, right? For those of you who eat meat, I don't know, I guess you'd maybe grill or bake or fry something beforehand, and that can be your protein. But yeah, I haven't done that in a long time. Sometimes another thing that I also do is what do you call it? Oh, there you are. Sometimes another thing that I do for my protein is use tofu, but it's the hard tofu. And then I like to kind of marinate it beforehand with maybe a little bit of soy sauce, salt, pepper. Not too much flavor, but because tofu in itself is quite bland, right? You want to infuse a little bit of flavor so that when you put it in your mouth, it's so good. The other thing that I do is also what do you call it? The veggie meats from Eve's or even Beyond Meat or what have you, right? So all the veggie meat options, I find the ones that are hard in terms of texture so that it doesn't crumble in my soup. And then, ooh, actually, I've never tried a softer tofu to put it in. Oh, okay. You guys hear that? There we go. See that? My, what do you call it? My lid is spinning. It's telling me, open me. Okay. So, actually, you know what I usually do? Actually, you know what? I am going to take the carrots out. Some of the smaller broccoli, since they cook quicker. I usually actually break up my meal into a couple of different bowls. Part portion control, and the other part, the more important part, is I like to eat my food hot. So by the time I'm finished my first portion, the food is still hot because I keep it in my pot. Let's see, anything else? All right. I love mushrooms. I don't know about you guys, but they are so good. So good. Okay. So, now, can you guys see my bowl? You can't see my bowl. All right, there's my bowl. All right, so, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? How you doing? There you go. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, so again with the remainder, I just kind of keep it in the pot and cover it. Why? Because by the time I finish this puppy, it'll be ready for me. Last thing I add, a little bit of pepper, cracked pepper. Who doesn't like pepper? Oh my gosh. And for all you Asians, oh, where is it? Oh, there. If you like to garnish, I like to add a little bit of cilantro, which I forgot to cut up, so I'll do that right now. 1 second. Kapow. All right, my friends, let me show you. Let me get you a little closer here. All right, maybe without the fork. There you go, friends. A nice veggie noodle soup. Homemade. So nutritious. Oh, baby. And colorful. Look at that. All right, friends. So I just showed you how to make it from scratch. Hopefully that helps give you an idea of a really quick, nutritious, simple meal that you can make in 10 minutes. Anyway, time for me to have my dinner. Bon appétit, mon frère et mon ami. Mwah.